Hello students, a very good evening to all and welcome back to Daily Newspaper Analysis. Today is 2nd of June and I am back with some important articles of The Hindu as well as PIB. So today we shall be discussing 2 articles from PIB and remaining 3 articles from The Hindu. The first very important article is related to MAHA water mission. So basically, it will be incentivizing all the startups and other entities which are involved in the solutions related to water related challenges. Next important article is related to Majuli Island. So this is the biggest inhabited river island in the world. So here we shall be discussing some of the important points. Next article is related to remittances. So basically the article discusses the role played by remittances in balancing the Indian economy or in balancing the depreciation of Indian rupee. After that, just a second, let me change it. Yes. So after that, a very important article related to recent judgment of Delhi High Court. So recently Delhi High Court has declared that right to be forgotten is an important part of right to privacy. That is Article 21 of the Constitution. And finally, we have an article on BRICS Culture Working Group meetings. So recently, India has announced the roadmap for BRICS cultural track. So for today, 5 important articles we shall be discussing. Yes. So let's start our discussion. The first article is related to MAHA water mission. So recently, Government of India has launched 200 crore MAHA water mission to support the startups which are involved in the researches and innovation related to solve the problems of water related challenges. So quickly, let's discuss briefly about MAHA water mission. So first of all, you must know the entities or bodies which are involved in any mission. So here, important thing is MAHA water mission is launched by 2 important entities. So first is the ANRF, that is Anusandhan National Research Foundation, and second entity is Ministry of Jal Shakti. So if we talk about ANRF, so basically this is a statutory organization which was established in 2023. And what was the purpose of ANRF or Anusandhan National Research Foundation? Its main purpose was to democratize the funding. Funding to what? Democratize the funding to all the research institutions in India and provide the directions to all the research institutions in India. So please remember, for any flagship initiative of Government of India, the agencies are very important, that which bodies or which organizations are involved in the implementation of that mission. So 2 bodies are there. First is Anusandhan National Research Foundation and second is Ministry of Jal Shakti. Now next, if we talk about in detail about this mission, so this will be a 200 crore mission and its objective will be to support the all the startups, MSMEs, universities and research institutions which are involved in building the solutions related to the water problems in India. So any entity which will be solving the problems of which will be solving the water problems in India, this mission will be supporting economically to all these missions, to all these startups, MSMEs, etc. So overall, in total, this is a mission of 200 crores. Now, what is the criteria to provide the financial support? So this mission will provide up to 20 crore of support per selected consortium for a period of 5 years. So consortium means group of companies which are working for a single task or the common task. So if a 3-4 group of companies are working for a common task, are working for a common solution for the water problem, then over a period of 5 years, Government of India will be supporting that consortium or will be supporting that unit with 20 crores. And next important thing is all these organizations like the startups, MSMEs, all these entities, we can give proposals also that what all things Government of India can do. They can suggest the innovative solutions also. Now, about the parameters which are involved in the MAHA mission. So first of all, you must know the full form. So full form of MAHA is Missions for Advancement in High Impact Areas. So see, if we just look at this term, that is MAHA mission, So you won't understand easily that this mission is related to what, because sometimes the tagline of the mission itself says that what is the objective. But here if I say MAHA mission, MAHA mission, you won't understand anything. That's why UPSC can ask these type of questions, that MAHA mission was recently in news, it is related to what. But if you look to the for the question paper of 2026, UPSC can go more and more in detail. That's why we shall be discussing what all parameters will be included under MAHA water mission. So here, first important parameter which is included is the water resource assessment and sustainable management. So here, see, as we know, this mission is dealing with the water problems in India. So all those entities, all those organizations who will solve the water problems in India, this mission will support those organizations financially. This is the objective. Now for that, first of all, you must know that what all resources are available in country, right? So for that, you will be needing the mapping of resources. So here we are saying no water resource assessment. That means you will map the resources which are available in each and every corner, each and every area of the country. Based on that only you will decide that what amount of resource can be used here or there. So first important parameter is water resource assessment and sustainable management. Second parameter is the drinking water. So here say availability of safe and reliable and continuous availability of drinking water. So this is the second focus of the mission. Third focus is the water quality as well as ecological health, because nowadays more and more you see the news related to that deaths because of the water pollution. Recently also you saw some deaths, some 10 or 12 deaths in Madhya Pradesh because of the polluted water. So that's why here main focus of the government is on the water quality as well as ecological health also, because water quality not only affects the human life, water quality affects the ecological life also, right? Because if the water is polluted, then if water will seep inside the soil and it will infect the groundwater also. So that's why polluted water will affect the human health as well as it will also affect the ecological health. Next parameter is the water use efficiency and circular economy. See, this is very, very important point. See, circular economy means you are not wasting the water, you are more reusing the water. For example, if according to a recent study, if I talk about the sewage water, sewage waste water, so according to a recent study, a large amount of phosphorus as well as potassium, which is required for the fertilizers of plants, which is required for the crops in the agricultural fields. A large amount of phosphorus as well as potassium can be recovered from the sewage waste itself. So this is one of the example of circular economy. So that's why this MAHA mission is focusing on the water use efficiency as well as circular economy. Water use efficiency, for example, if I talk in irrigation, so for example, drip irrigation. Because in drip irrigation, the target of the water is very limited, that in this area only the water will enter. But in other kinds of irrigation, the water is wasted. So that's why this mission is focusing on the water use efficiency as well as circular economy. Now, next part is, or next parameter is the climate resilience as well as adaptation. So basically, this parameter will focus on that depending on the climatic conditions and depending on the water availability of any region, what adaptation parameters you should adopt. For example, if this particular area is this particular area is more and more drought prone, then you should not use the water intensive crops, for example sugarcane or rice in this region. So this is the meaning of climate resilience as well as adaptation. Now, yes, next important thing about the mission is it is not just focusing only on the research, but here the mission is focusing on the actual deployment at the grassroots level. So it will involve research also, technology development also, field validation. Field validation means the test whether a particular project can be implemented at the ground level or not. And finally, the implementation. So basically this process, this particular mission is focusing on the entire process of the project. Now, quickly let's discuss about various collaborations and mission partners. So see, as I have already discussed in first parameter, which involves water resource and assessment. So to map the water resources, to analyze the water resources, you will be needing the satellites, right? Because satellites, the Earth observation satellites only will map all the water resources on the Earth. So that's why there is a memorandum of understanding between Ministry of Jal Shakti as well as ISRO. So here the main collaboration partner will be ISRO. So what ISRO will do? ISRO will use the satellites and geospatial data for the resource mapping, monitoring as well as planning. Along with that, you need to analyze that data. So for that, you will be needing various kind of labs, arts, collaboration with earth sciences, etc., etc. These were the various mission partners as well as collaboration. Yes. So I think all the important points I have discussed about the mission. Now, at the end of this PDF, I have added all the things which I have discussed just now. No, so each and everything has been discussed in this slide, in this complete picture, that what all agencies are involved, what is the objective of this mission, who all are the mission partners, on what basis this mission will be carried out, what are the basic highlights, the duration, each and everything. So each and everything is given here. So I will upload this PDF. You can go through this complete image. Now, next important article is related to world's largest inhabited river island, and that is Majuli Island on the banks of river Brahmaputra in Assam. So what is the news? Recently, the scientists have reconstructed the climatic history of Majuli Island for around 4,000 years. Very, very important point. Recently, the climatic history of Majuli Island have been reconstructed. Now, before discussing that why this reconstruction was important, quickly let's go through the map of Majuli Island, because this is very important for the exam. So see, first of all, this is the northeastern India, and in northeastern India, this is Assam. Now, if we talk about the Assam, so this is basically the boundary of Assam in the northeastern India. Okay, and here somewhere is located Majuli Island. So see, this is river Brahmaputra, right? This is river Brahmaputra. So on one side of Majuli Island, we have river Brahmaputra, and other side of Majuli Island, we have river Subhansari. So please remember, whenever we are discussing about this island, so you must know the basic location. So first thing is Majuli Island is located in the state of Assam. That too, if this is Majuli Island, so on one side we will be having Subhansari river, on one side we will be having Brahmaputra river. Please remember, this location is very, very important. Now, quickly, let's discuss that why this study was important. I think I will discuss here only. Yes. So see, let's discuss why this reconstruction of climatic history is important. So see, for example, this is a particular area, and engineers are planning to build schools, hospitals in this area. So this is the area where the engineers are planning these infrastructure. Now, to plan any infrastructure, all the engineers, what they will do, they will study the climatic history of this region, because you must know the geographical history, you must know the geological history, the climatic history, if whether the area is not prone to earthquake or whether the area is not prone to floods. So you have to analyze all these things, then only you can plan any infrastructure there. Now, for example, the geologist got the data of past 50 to 100 years. So according to the study of this past 50 to 100 years, this area is very safe. It is not prone to earthquake, neither it is prone to any kind of floods. But for example, now, if the geologists have reconstructed the history of past 4,000 years, then maybe the analysis says that in every 100 years, a river which is passing through this region will change its course, or in every 200 years, this area will be prone to flooding. So can you realize what is the difference here? That in order that if we reconstruct a climatic history of a particular region, we can analyze that how the climatic parameters, how the vegetation parameters, all these things responded to changes which were happening in the surrounding. Because see, here engineers are able to know the data of past 50 or 100 years. So there no change was there. But if you know the data before that, you would realize that in every 100 years, the river was changing its course, or in every 100 years, the area was prone to flooding. Then engineers will take the decision accordingly, right? So that's why reconstructing the climatic history of any region is very important. And at present, which region we are talking about? At present, we are talking about the Majuli Island in Assam. So basically, this island is facing two, three important challenges. First important challenge is this island is prone to flooding. And second important challenge is the erosion of river banks, which is happening around the island. So this poses a serious threat to all the people or to all the wildlife which is present in that island. That's why the scientists tried to reconstruct the history, and the main objective was so that scientists can easily understand that how over a period of time climate changed, vegetation changed, right? So if we analyze, no, so if we realize that before 4,000 years, what was the condition, then how it changed after 1,000 years, how it changed after 1,000 years, then in that way we can predict the future also. That if those things are happening every 500 years or 1,000 years, maybe same things will be repeated in future also. So in order to predict the future vulnerabilities, reconstructing the climate history is very important. So this was the main objective. Now, quickly, let's discuss some of the prelims related points with respect to Majuli Island. So this I already discussed, that Majuli Island is world's largest inhabited river island. Okay. And second thing is, this Majuli Island is surrounded by two important rivers. First is Subhansari River and second is Brahmaputra River. Please remember, very, very important, Majuli Island is located in Assam. This is world's largest inhabited river island. This is surrounded by two rivers. First is Subhansari River, second is Brahmaputra River. Now let's discuss some of the cultural specific points. So this Majuli Island is an important center of the Neo-Vaishnavite culture. Okay, this is an important center of Neo-Vaishnavite culture, and it is an important center for several tribes. So quickly, let's discuss about Neo-Vaishnavite culture in Majuli. So see, there is a basic difference between Vaishnavite culture as well as Neo-Vaishnavite culture. So if we talk about Vaishnavism, so Vaishnavism is a ancient tradition which was followed by Hindus. But if we talk about the Neo-Vaishnavite culture, so here mainly the followers of this culture, they mainly focus on the worship of Krishna. And if we talk about the Vaishnavite culture, so there the followers worship Lord Vishnu as well as all the avatars of Lord Vishnu. So Vaishnavism is an ancient tradition, but Neo-Vaishnavism came only in 15th, 16th century in Assam. And who brought it? So it was brought by Shankara Deva. Yes, so I think we understood the difference between Vaishnavite culture as well as Neo-Vaishnavite culture. So if we talk about Majuli culture, so it is an important center of Neo-Vaishnavite culture. That means here people are majorly focusing on the worship of Lord Krishna, exclusively on Lord Krishna. So here, and this Neo-Vaishnavite culture was popularized in this region by Sankaradeva. So please remember this. Now, next thing we have to discuss the important tribes which are present in this region. So here mainly three important tribes we can talk about. Yes. Yes. So here first important tribe is the Mishing tribe. So please remember, Mishing tribe is an important tribe in the Majuli Island. Second important tribe is Deori. Deori is second important tribe here. And third is the Sonowal. Kachari. So please remember these three are the important tribes in Majuli Island, as well as what is the culture followed. So their culture followed is the Neo-Vaishnavite culture, and who propounded or who spread that culture, it was Sankaratva. And very related art form with Neo-Vaishnavite culture is Satriya dance. So please remember these small points related to Majuli. Now, quickly let's discuss that how the study was done by the scientist. Very quickly we will discuss. So here, basically what scientists did, here scientists took the sediments core from 150 centimeters depth of Sakali Island in Assam. So see, why scientists used the depth of 150 centimeters? Because for example, is it visible? Okay. So for example, this is a river and this is a river bank. So now on river bank, the sediments will be deposited over a period of time. So sediments will create a layer over one another. So the uppermost sediment will be the latest one. Yes, so let's continue. So yes, we were discussing, so for example, this is a river and this is a river bank. So on the river bank, the sediments will be deposited over on the top of the other over a period of time. So the sediments which are at the top, these are the latest sediments, and the bottommost sediments are the historical sediments or the past sediments. That's why recently the geologists have used the sediments which are around 150 centimeter deep. So it was found that the sediments which were around the depth, which were at the depth of 150 centimeters, all these sediments were around 4,000 years old. That's why the geologists or scientists have used the sediments which are at the depth of 150 centimeters. Second thing, what they used the pollen grains. Why they use the pollen grains? Because pollen grains have the property that they do not degrade easily. For 1,000, 2,000 years, they can be preserved as it is. So scientists have used two things. First, they have used the sediments. Second, they have used the pollen grains. And based on that, they tried to analyze that what was the temperature before 4,000 years, what was the riverine condition, what were the climatic conditions, what were the vegetation conditions. All these things will be easily reconstructed using this 150 sediment core, 150 centimeter sediment core, as well as pollen analysis. So now these are the major findings. Here we discussed how they did the finding. Now, what are the major findings? These are the major findings. Please focus. So around 4,000 years ago, the climate conditions in the Majuli Island were warm as well as humid. So their forest cover was very dense and strong ecological resilience was there. Now, after 2,000 years, the variability of the monsoon increases. Variability increases, so the drought conditions as well as flood conditions increased in the Majuli. Now, after 1000 years, what happened? The climatic anomaly started. That means the area started to become more and more warm. So warmer conditions started. So that is called medieval climatic anomaly. And finally, the last 500 years, the climate has become drier as well as colder. So two things are responsible for that. They are linked to ice age as well as human influence. These were the important major findings. So these all things, a small table you can make in GS paper 1 under geography, or no, you can make under GS paper 3 also. That's why I'm discussing all these things in detail now. So I think we have discussed each and everything about the Majuli Island, about location, about the cultural aspects, how the study was done. So here at the last, I have summarized each and everything. Some of the details are also given. You can read in the PDF. Now, this article is also very important as well as very interesting also. So basically, this article discusses about the role which is played by the remittances in balancing the Indian economy as well as in balancing the value of Indian rupee. Okay, so let's discuss first. Yes, so let's discuss. See, here we will be discussing the importance of remittances. So first of all, let's discuss the background. The background is actually Indian rupee has lost nearly 12% of its value against the US dollar since May 2025. And what is the reason? We already know the reason is the ongoing West Asia crisis as well as other small factors. So because of the recent ongoing West Asia crisis, Indian rupee has lost nearly 12% of its value against US dollar. Now, according to various economists and various analysts, they say that this decline in Indian rupee is because the foreign direct investment as well as foreign portfolio investment both are falling in India. That's why they are saying, since these both things are falling, because of that, Indian economy is falling and rupee is depreciating. See, why they are saying that? Because if FDI comes in India or FPI comes in India, basically what is coming? Dollars are coming in India. And if more and more dollars are coming in India, that means rupee value will be stronger. But now, since FDI and FPI both are becoming very less in India, that means the amount of dollar with respect to Indian rupee is reducing. That means the value of Indian rupee is depreciating. So, see, reason the reason which they are giving is very logical, because that FDI and FPI are reducing, so amount of dollar is reducing, hence rupee is depreciating. Second thing, what they are saying, that second reason why the value of rupee is reducing is because of the current account deficit in India. So current account deficit, we already know that in current account deficit, what all things come? The imports and exports of the goods and services, the remittances, other kinds of income, all these comes. But we are having current account deficit because majorly we are importing crude oil as well as gold. So these account as the important part of current account deficit. And I think we discussed in our previous lectures that what is the meaning of current account deficit? If we are having current account deficit, that means more and more dollars are going out of India, right? We are importing more. We are importing more gold. We are importing more crude oil. That's why more and more dollar is going out of India. That means similar condition. That since the amount of dollar is less with respect to Indian rupee, hence the value of Indian rupee will depreciate. So these both are the reasons which are given by the economists. They are saying that value of Indian rupee is coming down or depreciating. First, because of the reducing FDI, FPI, and second, because of the increasing current account deficit. But now the article says very important thing. Article says why you are focusing only on FDI and FPI. You are forgetting a very important component of current account deficit, and that is the remittances. Because India is the largest gainer of remittances in the world, and remittances have the capability to balance the current account deficit in India. So why economists are not focusing on the remittances? See, I will discuss what I am saying. See, since we are discussing about the remittances, and remittances are an important part of current account, economists mainly are focusing on the capital account, because FDI and FPI are the part of capital account of balance of payment. So article is saying that you must focus on the remittances also, because India is surplus in remittance. So remittance has the capacity to balance that current account deficit, to balance the deficit in trade balance as well as net primary income. So here we are talking about the India's current account. So basically, India's current account consists of three parts. What are those three parts? Here, first part will be the trade balance. Trade balance means the trade in the goods as well as services. That means exports and imports of goods as well as services. So if we talk about goods, so for example, crude oil or gold, or services, if we talk about so IT or BOP services. So these are the trade balance. That means trade in goods and services. Second important, so here the second important component is the net primary income. Net primary income means the income of the factors of production. For example, if we talk about net primary income, so here what will come? Dividend can come here, profits can come here, interest can come here. So what all dividends, profit which is earned by India, so this will come under net primary income. And next thing is the net surplus income. Net surplus income, this is the one-way income. So you will not get any interest or profit, and you will not get that complete principal amount also. So this is a one-way income. So for example, gifts or remittances, these are part of net secondary income. So please remember, for exam point of view, India's current account has three parts. First is the trade balance, that means imports and exports of goods and services. Second is net primary income, that means income of the factors of production. For example, dividends, interest, profits. Third part is the net secondary income, that means the income which is one-sided. You are not earning anything back. For example, gifts or grants or remittances, etc. Now, if we talk about trade balances, so trade balance will be mostly negative in India. Why? Because we are importing large part of crude oil as well as gold. And if imports are more, we will be having deficit. If we talk about the net primary income in India, so net primary income is also mostly negative only at present. Why? Because in net primary income, what all things are included? For example, interest, profits, dividends. And at present, during the recent ongoing West Asia crisis, since FDI and FPI have reduced a lot, that means these dividends, profits, all these things have also reduced a lot. So that's why net primary income is also very less, and it will be in deficit. If we talk about the net secondary income, so in net secondary income, India is always in surplus. As I've already discussed, that India is the largest gainer of remittances in the world. So that's why article is saying that even though these two things are in deficit, but because of the surplus net secondary income, India can have the positive current account balance. And if current account balance is positive, you can maintain the value of Indian rupee. Yes. So from this graph, you can easily understand the role which is played by the remittances. So see here, you can easily see this red line. This red line is showing the trade deficit in India. So basically, this is red line is the trade deficit in India, and green line is showing remittances. So you can see in this complete decade from 2013-14 to 2024-25, remittances were always greater than the trade deficit in India. So this graph also shows that remittance have a very important role to play in managing the current account deficit in India. Now, the article is also saying, but here the main problem is that at present remittances are also slowing down. Because remittance were only the component which were balancing the current account, but at present they are also slowing down. What is the reason for that? See, for example, if earlier the value of $1 was 85 rupees, for example, and if a person is sending $100 to his family in India, then his family in India will earn around 85,000 rupees. Now, if the value of rupee is depreciated and now it becomes $1 equal to 90 rupees, so here $1,000 will make 90,000 rupees. So what is happening here? The families will gain more, right? Earlier, the families were getting 85,000 in India, but now families will be getting 90,000. So now what people are doing in the foreign countries, now people are waiting for the right time. Now people are thinking maybe the rupee will depreciate more, so my family will earn more. Maybe will rupee will go to 95 or 96. So instead of getting 85,000, my family will get 95,000. So that's why some of the people, some of the workers are waiting there, that if the value of Indian rupee will fall more, then my family will get more. So because of that also temporarily remittances have slowed down in India. So that's why the article discusses the triple challenge in India. See, this triple challenge you can use in your economy answers. This is a very good thing. Whenever you discuss about the economic challenges in India, so these three things you can discuss. What is the triple challenge? First is the high oil prices in India. Second challenge is the negative FDI as well as FPI flows in India. And third challenge is the possible temporary slowdown of the remittance in India. That's why the current account deficit is increasing over a period of time in India. If we talk about the roles which are played by the remittances, so I think we already discussed all these things, that remittances are financing most of the India's trade deficit. Because through graph also we analyzed that for last 1 decade, remittances were always higher than the trade deficit in India. Second is remittances constitute around 3% of India's GDP, and this is higher than the net FDI and FPI also. So even if FDI and FPI are reducing in India, remittances can manage everything. Next thing is remittances are very stable and less volatile. Why? Because you don't have to give back the remittances, or you don't have to give any profit or interest on remittances. But FDI or FPI depend on the market sentiments. Next thing is the transaction cost of remittances are very less. That's why remittance have the potential to manage or balance the Indian economy. Okay, so in this image at the last, I have summarized each and everything. So you can revise from this slide. Yes. Now, next important article. Yes. The next important article is related to recent declaration by High Court of Delhi. So Delhi High Court has recognized right to be forgotten as an important part of fundamental rights. So please remember that recently Delhi High Court have recognized right to be forgotten as an important part of right to privacy. And the right to privacy have already been declared as an important part of Article 21 in Puttaswamy judgment. So here, right to be forgotten now is an important part of right to privacy. And right to privacy is an important part of right to life under Article 21. So if UPSC asks the question that right to be forgotten is part of which fundamental right of the Constitution, so it will be, answer will be Article 21 of the Constitution. Now, why court has given such kind of judgment? Because uh, because various petitioners have claimed that even after being acquitted from various cases, their personal information is still available on the search engines, which can defame them. That's why the court have given this kind of judgment. Now, what will be the significance or what will be the impact of this judgment? Impact will be the personal information of any person will not be easily accessible on any kind of search engine. So personal information, it's not like personal information will be removed, but people cannot easily search them. So if any available information is not serving any purpose, then the personal information of all the person which were earlier available in the public domain, now they will not be easily searchable. Now, let's discuss let's discuss the details of this declaration. So, what is right to be forgotten? It means right to seek removal or restricted access to personal information available online. So, one part of it is right to de-index from the search engines. See, I will explain what is de-indexing. See, for example, before de-indexing, yes. So, for example, before de-indexing, this was one person who is John Doe. So, see, let's consider about this person John. Let's consider a case was going on this person, right? A case was going on, and after 6 months or 1 year, based on the evidences, the court has acquitted this person. That means the court has proven this person innocent. But even after being proven innocent, all his personal history, all his news, all the court judgments related to this person are still available on the internet. So, for example, if you put the name of this person, John Doe, on the internet, each and everything will come in the search result. That what was the case name and what were the criminal records, what were the allegations made on this person, each and everything will come. So maybe this person has been acquitted by the court or this person has been proven innocent. But if people see all the search results, it will harm the reputation of that person. Because even if the person is proven innocent, then also the behavior of the society changes towards that person. Now, court has ordered for the de-indexing of personal information. Yes. Yes, so I think now you got the point that what happened before de-indexing and what will happen after de-indexing. So please remember that de-indexing does not mean the deletion of records. It's not like the everything will be deleted from the search engine, but your history or information will become publicly less searchable. So see, no one will put a lot of time and efforts that even if they are not getting information on first page, they will go to second or third or fourth page of Google. No one will do that. That's why the court has ordered that all the personal information which is not now required for any public purpose, those kind of information must be de-indexed. Is the live stream clear now? So, ma'am, is it possible that a person from another country would work and earn a salary in India and send a part of it to their family in another country as a remittance? Yes. So, this is the meaning of remittance, no? That no, a person is working in another country and sending the money to his family or relatives in his own country. This is the meaning of remittance. Yes, so it's correct. The what you are asking, no, it can happen. You can call it as a remittance. Okay, so first thing, what court has directed? The court has directed to all the search engines that they must de-index the specified judgments, orders, and related reports from name-based search results. Name-based search results means if a person is typing the name of Joe, then each and everything related to Joe must not come. All the related cases, all the criminal cases must not come. So this is the meaning of de-indexing from name-based search results. Second thing is restricting name-based discoverability of specified judicial records. That means if you are putting name of any person on any search engine or legal database, so based on only name, everything must not come. So search must become difficult. That's it. Next thing is remove searchable personal identifiers and links related to the upper thing. And next is the mask sensitive personal identifiers where appropriate. So for example, if a court order is available in the public domain, that means each and every person in India can read that order. But in that order, it must be written, no, for example, this is name of person ABC versus state of Uttar Pradesh. And this is the address of ABC, this is the phone number of ABC. So here personal information is also involved. So here court has said that you must mask the sensitive information so that people can read what all happened in the case, but they must not know the name of the person or his personal details. So basically here main motive is you must protect the person from defamation. Yes. So if we talk about the significance of this judgment, so what is the significance here? It will strengthen the privacy rights in India, right? Because it is protecting the privacy only. You are not revealing the personal information of any person in public domain. Ma'am, not deleting, just de-indexing means will their information is still available? Yes, yes, that's what I was trying to explain. That de-indexing does not mean deletion. De-indexing means just your searchability will become difficult. That's it. You are not deleting, so please remember, de-indexing is not equal to deletion. I think it's written in the image also. See, please be clear. De-indexing must not is not equal to deletion. The information or judgment remains available in records but become less publicly searchable. Please remember this. Yes. Now, yes, so the next significance we were discussing, it will address the digital age challenges. What are the digital age challenges? So people will feel vulnerable if their personal data is in public domain. So it will address all these challenges. Next is the protect reputation as well as human dignity. So already court has said that it is now it is an important part of right to privacy, that is Article 21. So it will be protecting human dignity. Next, it provides judicial framework in absence of legislation. That means at present India do not have any particular law which is focusing only on right to be forgotten. So in that case, in the absence of any law or legislation, here judiciary have played an important role. Next is it promotes rehabilitation and second chance. So we earlier discussed, right, that even if a person is proven innocent, society is not accepting that person. So if you remove all the personal details, if people forget everything, if people are not able to search anything, then maybe it will provide a second chance to that person in the society. Okay, so here I have summarized everything. So you can revise through the PDF. At the end, I have summarized each and everything. Now, here, next article is related to BRICS cultural track. So here we shall be discussing about the BRICS cultural track. So here, ethical use of AI in cultural space will be a key focus area in this BRICS cultural meeting or BRICS cultural track. So basically, this BRICS cultural meeting, what is the focus of BRICS cultural meeting or cultural track? Here, all the stakeholders, for example, cultural ministries or various artists or various policymakers, all the stakeholders will come together and their main purpose will be to ensure a creative economy, cultural climate, as well as sustainable development. So, what is the purpose of BRICS cultural track? In this BRICS cultural track, various kinds of meetings will be happening among all the stakeholders of the BRICS countries only, not all the countries. And here the main focus will be to boost the cultural environment in all these countries. So, for this BRICS Cultural Track 2026, the main theme will be the ethical use of AI in the cultural space. Please remember, the main focus of BRICS Cultural Track will be how artificial intelligence will be used in the cultural domain. So please remember this. Now, since we are talking about the BRICS, so quickly let's revise what all are the BRICS countries. So basically, at present, we have 11 BRICS countries. A second. Yes. So at present, we have 11 BRICS countries. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, then Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi, UAE, as well as Indonesia. These are the 11 BRICS countries. Apart from that, we will be having 10 partner countries. So in this BRICS cultural track, overall, we will be having 10 plus 10 BRICS countries, as well as 11 BRICS countries, as well as 10 partner countries. Now, why ethical use of AI is the main focus of BRICS cultural track? Reason is artificial intelligence has been used at the disadvantage of the culture in India or in any country. For example, there are many issues of copyright as well as ownership. Like if you want to train your transformer, for example, if you want to train ChatGPT, then many companies use the copyrighted products also. They use the copyrighted writings or images or songs, etc. So this is not a valid thing. That's why ethical use of AI is an important focus in this BRICS cultural track. Next is to ensuring authenticity and cultural sensitivity is also an important issue, because sometimes people create an AI content which look almost authentic. So in that way, if there are the original creators, they will be at the disadvantage. Their livelihood will be at stake. That's why ensuring authenticity is also very important in this age of AI. Next important challenge is safeguarding rights and livelihoods of the artists. So I already discussed, because AI can be used to promote the culture, but on the other hand, AI can be used for the disadvantage also, right? They can take their livelihoods. So that's why this is also main focus. Next is preventing the misuse, bias, as well as misinterpretation of the AI. And finally, promoting the responsible and ethical use of AI in the culture. Now, quickly, let's focus on the 5 thematic areas which will be discussed here. So here, first theme will be the creative economy and people-to-people cooperation. That means interaction of people of various countries involved in BRICS. So here, it will involve the cooperation of various people in the BRICS countries and how this cultural thing can be used for the economic development. Second focus will be copyright and ethical AI in the creative economy. So just now we discussed what are the issues related to copyright. So here this will be the next focus. Next focus will be cultural heritage protection as well as return of cultural property. So for example, recently cultural properties were returned by USA or Netherlands or UK. So this will also be an important part. Next will be collaborative approaches to safeguard the shared heritage. So here in all the BRICS countries, what all common things are there, what all shared heritage are there. So they will work in safeguarding all those heritage. Yes, so we were discussing, and final, your thematic area will be culture as a driver of sustainable development. That means all the cultural heritages in India, all the artists in India, all the painters in India, all the all the people under dance and music, all these art forms, they must be supported so that they must earn their livelihood and it becomes sustainable in India. So, for example, if we take an example of the Katputli artist in Rajasthan. So earlier they received a lot of patronage during the medieval times, during the king times, but now they are struggling for the livelihood. So that's why we must work hard. We must make an attempt to sustain their livelihood and to make culture as a sustainable source of development. Now, this thing is very important for the prelims. So here we shall be discussing the roadmap and major events in this BRICS cultural track. So please remember the first culture working group meeting of BRICS took place in the virtual manner in April. Please remember, there is no place where this first cultural meeting took place. It took place in virtual manner. This thing is very important. Second cultural working group meeting will be happening recently in Varanasi in India. Please remember, so all the 5 themes which we discussed just now, all these 5 themes will be discussed in the second cultural working group meeting of BRICS, and it will be happening in Varanasi in India. Please remember, it will happen in Varanasi. Third cultural working group meeting will be happening in Bhopal. BRICS Cultural Festival will be happening in India, not in any other country. BRICS Cultural Ministers meeting will be happening in India, as well as BRICS Theatre Festival will be happening in New Delhi in October 2026. So all these places are very, very important, because after seeing 2026 paper, you will realize UPSC can ask anything. So that's why please remember all these major events, all these important dates. Now, here also I have summarized everything. You can revise through the PDF. Now, a quick practice question for you. So please read the question. Consider the following statements. Remittances are recorded under net secondary income in the current account. Second is, remittances create future repayment liabilities for the recipient countries. Next is, India is world's largest recipient of remittances. So I think we discussed in detail about this topic of remittances. So please try to give answer in the comment section. Here, ma'am, why BRICS name isn't changed after adding many countries? See, so it's not like earlier there were 5 countries and now more 6 countries are added. So we will be going on changing the names. So no, but that's why, see, if many countries are involved also, but no, the changing name will also become difficult. No, so as a student, it is good only for you. That no, it is very easy to remember this BRICS. So that's why name still remains same, but actually you can make a kind of mnemonic for yourself to know, remember the name of countries. Okay, so I think we are done with the topics for today. And, after completing this lecture, please go through the PDF. I will be uploading on our Telegram channel and revise all these topics once again. So I think that's all from my side for today. Thank you and have a nice day.